Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is a follow-up to the unboxing video I'd done on the HT 7200 amplifier from OSD. And I had meant to kind of share my impressions around the performance of the amplifier and the looks, and certainly looks very appealing. No complaints there. But the OSD audio, I'm just looking at my notes here down here, so please forgive me on that. I just want to make sure I cover all the points. The OSD Audio 7200, as you may know, is a 7-channel amplifier that I think is a very good performer at the price point that it's available at, and especially when you get it on sale. And if you're looking to upgrade, or building a surround system, I think this might be an amp that you may want to consider. So let's look at a little bit of sort of what you're getting. The amp itself is rated about 130 watts per channel at 8 ohms and 185 watts into 4 ohms. This is with all channels driven. So that's something to keep in mind. And this is obviously a Class AB amp. As far as the performance is concerned, I've not noticed, even though I have, I listened at pretty spirited levels, I have not felt them to be warm or have any sort of any kind of noise emitting from them. So I think it's a very musical audiophile type amplifier, and it doesn't have the heat that you would have typically in a Class A. On the back, you also get XLR inputs. That's a huge plus point, actually, I think, at this price point. And you obviously get the unbalanced RCA inputs, trigger in, trigger out, and five beefy binding posts for speaker connections. As you can see, I have connected them using the RCA. I'm using my Denon 6800 as a preamp in preamp mode, and running all my channels through two of these amplifiers. Build quality, it seems to be top notch. I mean, it's on the heavy side. It's about 70 pounds in weight, so it's not light. But the chassis is a pretty solid, clean, nice, nice design. The front panel is a minimalist, just a power button and status LED lights. And looks pretty cool actually sitting in the rack. So you can see sort of how it kind of pairs up with all the other equipment that I have. So those are the specs. Now I am running them with very sensitive speakers. I've got JTR 212 RTs that are 101 dB sensitive. So question you might ask is, why do I even need an amp? That's a good point. One thing that I did consider was that I have 11 channels now, intend to go to 13. And when you take all those channels and you divide up the amp power, from the receiver itself, that maybe gets you into the 35-40 watts per channel. Those are not nearly enough, I think, for these speakers, even at that sensitivity. And the other thing is, I run my crossovers on these speakers quite low. So they're rated down to 35 hertz, but I cross them over at 40. So obviously you need a little bit more juice when you're trying to handle those frequencies. So I think my impression here has been the sound quality is fantastic. Whether it's the clarity of the dialogue or, it's explosions happening. I hope this is not placebo effect, but I did notice a little bit more authority in the speakers, and it was more full. The sound was more full. So I think there is something to be said, especially that now that all my speakers are getting similar power, it does have a very uniform effect into the immersiveness of the sound. The noise floor in this amp is very low. Mine is not in the same room. They are in a different room in the rack, so noise would not be a concern for me. But I measured it, and it's very low, and stays in check throughout all the volumes. So if I just summarize sort of here's what I kind of liked. Balanced XLR, inputs at this price range, amazing. Tons of clean power, even with 4 ohm loads. Minimal heat and near silent operation, and no coloration. It just amplifies cleanly. Now, where I think there is some differences and maybe some drawbacks is there's no front display or channel meters. No, it's not bridgeable, so you are fixed to 7 channels, and it doesn't have any DSP or EQ. But that's kind of expected at this price point. But you will also see in the OSD line they have other amplifiers that if you were wanting to bridge and get some more power, you could probably opt for those amps. If you're comparing this to something like a Monolith 7 channel or a Emotiva Basics A7, the OSD I think sort of holds its own in terms of power and sound, though it trades off some of the brand prestige for better value. So I think, should you buy it if you're looking for a powerful, clean, affordable seven channel amp without the all the extra bells and whistles, I think the 7200 is a beast. It delivers the performance. It punches way above, I think, is a price point, and it's perfect for anyone who is serious about home theater on a budget. So if I rate it, I'll probably rate it around 8.5 out of 10. Great value, strong performance, and minimal compromises. So if you have used an OSD amp or have an OSD 7200, please consider dropping in your thoughts and comments. I'd love to hear your setup and what your experience has been, if it's consistent with mine or you found some other insights that you would like to share. And then I intend to do a little bit more of these reviews. I've been asked by many people on the AVS forum to share my thoughts. I do calibration on the site, so as I experience things, I was asked to kind of start putting some stuff together, which I will try and do. I'm not a YouTuber, so this is my first attempt. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to know when more of my audio gear is set up for review. Also wanted to add that next up, I think I will talk about the Pile hum isolator. It's been quite a surprise for me, and I will share some more details. Till next time, take care.